On the 7th day of Vlogmas, Carrie gave to me a vlog outside. Hello everybody, my name is Carrie, and if you can't tell, we're at a different setting today. And my camera doesn't quite know how to feel about this, and I've had to change my location quite a few times because of the lighting. I guess it's different than when you're in a room and the lighting is like very different. I'm literally outside right now at my barn. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Carrie. I run Traveling Pony Studios, which is a small crochet business, and alongside running that small business, I run a equestrian facility. I would consider it more as like a retirement barn slash rehab slash hospice care for horses. A couple years back, I did do a lot of showing and had a lot of clients, but a couple years of that, and then also having my barn now at my house really taught me that maybe I didn't love having people at my house that were my clients and that were showing, and you have a totally different level of everything when you have the competitive side added to it. So now I specialize in retirement, and I do a lot of hospice horses. Think of it just like a hospice nurse for a person. Sometimes we get horses in that literally have very few days left, or they maybe have a poor prognosis of a couple of months. The horses come here, and I have a very unique setup that I'm going to show you guys in just a very nice barn, I would say, for this type of care. Like, it's really a show facility, but has turned into a retirement rehab hospice facility. But I get a lot of horses in, like I said, that maybe don't have a ton of time and they just have a couple of months left, and it's my job to try and give them the best quality care plus the best quality of life that they can have with that remaining time. And as well, I also just get general retirement horses, and those are horses that are basically maybe suffering from an injury that makes them unable to be ridden, or maybe they're just old horses that are arthritic and need a place to basically live out the rest of their days. We have quite a few horses that are older. And when I mean older, I'm talking like 31, 29. I have a 32-year-old horse coming in this weekend, so I take on a lot of older horses as well. Technically, the youngest horse would be my own horse, Sloan, and it's always a running theme that even though Sloan is the youngest one, I think he's 12 or 13 this year, I can't remember off the top of my head, he's probably just as crippled as my old horses. I wanted to show you guys this aspect of my barn because a lot of people seem to really enjoy seeing the horses and everything. And I definitely feel like going into 2025, which is absolutely crazy to say, I want to incorporate having more of like the barn in the videos. I love to watch like homestead videos or just like outdoor videos and that type stuff in general. So I definitely want to try and like incorporate things like that into my channel next year. I don't know if people will like it, since I know, guys, it's not crochet, but this is literally my full-time job alongside crocheting. Like, I consider you can't not do horses full-time, so I always say if I'm not at the barn and I'm not doing something related to a horse, then I'm typically inside doing something relating to like editing videos, crocheting, doing market stuff, all of that fun stuff. So it is 2:26. My horses are actually eating right now, and that's why I wanted to come out and start filming, because I knew they're still like eating and I couldn't start making their other feed. But it's 2:26. Most of my clients have already been here. They're all a lot of older ladies that come out typically around like lunchtime when I'm riding, and they come out, they brush their horses, we have a good time. So typically nobody comes out after 3 o'clock. There is like the few exceptions, but it's typically pretty quiet after that time. So I thought this would be the perfect time to videotape, show you guys the property a little bit more and my barn. Now, I think my camera is on like somewhat low battery, and it is pretty cold out here. If you can't tell, Carrie can never, look guys, I can never wear color matching outfits, so sorry about that. My socks are two different socks, like that's just how I roll. But it has been pretty cold here in Georgia for us. Like, we do get cold and everything, but to be like at the beginning of December, I think we're like 20 degrees below average, I believe, because right now when I'm recording this, it's 42 and the feel like it's 37 with the wind. Granted, this morning when I was putting my horses outside, since I turned out at 5 a.m., it was 20 degrees, so it is a little bit warmer, but once you know what to wear, which essentially I just wear an undershirt and then I wear this sweatshirt right here. It kind of has like a neck piece, but I always wear this neck scarf. And then I wear a vest, and for the most part, I'm pretty all right. If you go outside and you move around, you're fine. But let me show you guys the property. If my camera dies at whatever point, especially since it's cold out here, I'll just switch over to using my phone, but the quality might not be as good. So first things first, you guys can't see it super well because it is so dark. So let me pick up this massive tripod. This is the lake that my property overlooks. I think I can take you guys out in the sun a little bit more. This tripod is kind of nice, guys. I didn't know I could do this. So this is the lake that overlooks my property back there, and I think it's really peaceful for the horses. A lot of people come here and they're like, oh my god, Carrie, there's a lake. Like, I want my horse to look at the lake. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I guess most places don't have a lake. Now, it is scary when we get tons of rain because the water comes up, but we are, I don't know if you can tell, we are built like up a little bit, so I've never once had to worry about like my barn flooding or water coming up to the barn. It's really not an issue. And there's a trail that kind of goes like back this way, and I'll show you guys down at the bottom. We have some of our like storage, I guess you could say, and stuff. So down there is where like when the lake floods, the water comes up, but we have a feeder down there for our deer, and we have a lot of deer who live here and they like come up behind this trail and they'll go like around my barn a little bit, and we throw feed out for them too because yeah, we're kind of, I feel like we have every deer around here and like every animal just because we have 20 acres in total, so lots of space for animals. And I'm just gonna walk you guys in the barn. It's a little weird. I'm used to like carrying my small tripod and somebody's here, guys. What the hell? Well, guys, if I have to say though, that was pretty like humorous. Before I continue to show you the barn, so basically I was like, nobody ever comes at this time, which is very true, but somebody did come. I honestly was so scared because I've had those person that's been like back and forth with me about some things, and like I've been like, you can't come out to my barn, and they're like, I'm gonna come out to your barn. I'm like, I don't want you to come to my barn. And I honestly thought it was them, and I was like, the pure panic in my voice. But it was not. It was somebody having to move some of their stuff out since we had to put down their horse and everything. So yeah, that was really exciting. It's now a little bit later. It's 4:48. I'm getting ready to feed my horses, but I needed to finish this video and like start editing it and everything. So let's continue. Of course, the sun is setting, so it's gonna be a bit darker in my barn, and I'm gonna try and record this before it's dark because it typically gets to be pretty dark at like 5:30. I think the sun like is usually down by 6 and it's dark. So I'm gonna try and record in the barn and show you guys a little bit before it gets too dark. And it's still cold. I'm shaking more than I was earlier because like I'm not in the adequate clothing that I typically wear. I'm in like my really big long jacket, which is great, but I don't have all my good like jackets beneath, so I'm a little colder, but we're gonna show you guys. Like I said, my dear sun is starting to set, but let's try this again. So we got some Christmas leaves, very cute. So this is the inside of my barn. I'm gonna throw up some lights for you guys. My aisleways. Oh my gosh, guys, so I don't know if you guys remember, but my kitty cats, well, my camera is so slow to zoom in. They're still here. They're outdoor cats now. They didn't run away. We'll try and get a little closer for them so you guys can see. Honey! They're like, what in the world? Honey! They're like, Carrie? I know, guys, I have a tripod. So they're feral cats. Let's see. Maybe I could set y'all down. and drop you guys a little bit. So guys, this cat that I'm petting right here is Honey. Her sister B is in the stall, but she's not as like human. She doesn't love humans as much. Honey's a bit better. Oh, Honey's actually, you guys can't tell, but she's actually on top of the camera right now. Honey girl, you can't. She was trying to knock down my camera. That is hilarious. But they decided to choose this stall to live in, which is really ironic because it's like I made them a stall that's really nice, but they want to live in there. But they are our 2 stray feral cats that we got, and I was really worried because we went through the whole introduction to like getting them used to everything, and they spent 3 weeks in a cage to get used to like the sounds and the smells, since they were from a place that was like an hour away. But I was really worried at first when I let them out because oh my gosh, they're playing with a rock. Okay. I was really worried when we first let them out because they kind of like took off and I couldn't find them for a couple days, and they were up in my rafters of my barn. I was like, who would live in my barn? So those are some of our new guys, our kitty cats. Try and keep them in the barn come in the afternoon, but like they are wild and there's no way I can like catch them or put them up. But typically when I come in the afternoon at like 7 o'clock to do the barn and I close the big doors, they are like pretty good about not venturing off again. So I am happy about that. At least like I can pretty much round them up and they come running back inside and they get food, and it's like they're barn cats, but they aren't barn cats is what I would say. You know, like barn cats where like people get them and then they never feed them or take care of them. Yeah, that's not these cats. So coming outside the barn, this is the front entrance. We've got some holiday stuff up. I feel like this year we were super behind on like a holiday. It just, the whole year felt so weird, and yeah, time just has passed by so weird this season. So this is my riding ring. Oh, my gate's gonna close, so apologies for that. This is my riding arena. Very cute. Pretty much I'm the only one that really uses my riding arena. There are like a few people who will come out and walk their horses, or there's a few that will like do some like very light riding, but like I said earlier, pretty much all of the horses, oops, sorry, I just hit my tripod. Pretty much all of the horses in this barn are old retired horses. They aren't really in the state to be ridden that much, so sometimes people just come out, enjoy them. But I do have a pretty good ring. I mean, ideally, like I said, when we first built this place, it was to be a show facility. I was teaching, oh my gosh, all the time. There was a time where I was teaching like from 12 to 9 p.m. every night, every single day of the week, and I was at horse shows every single weekend. And I think because I started it so young, I've been in the equine industry like literally my whole life. I started getting into horses when I was 2, and then I got my first job in the equine industry working at a barn at like 13. And I just kept going and I kept doing more things, and then I went pro and I started teaching at 18. I feel like after doing that, I got kind of burnt out, and I am burnt out in the teaching regard. I definitely seem to do a little bit better with the actual care of horses. I feel like I'm better equipped to handle horses than I am people. But yep, this is my ring. Very funny. I have all these beautiful jumps, but I don't get to use them because my horse can't be jumped anymore. Let me flip you guys around and show you the barn from the outside. Here is the barn in all of her beauty. It's always pretty like in the summertime because you have all these trees and they're always really green. The grass is green. Like, we're surrounded by trees.
and it's really pretty in the summertime. Wintertime, a lot of things die. And like I said, I feel like we're like 20 degrees colder than normal for our temps. So things are dying. Like, you know, it's just like not holding up as well. Which I'm a little bit worried because usually January or like end of December is when we actually get what I would like consider cold. So the fact that we're already like 20 degrees below average is a little exciting, a little thrilling. Really gets me wanting to get up in the morning. So I'm gonna show you guys my very fancy Borders tack room. Alrighty everybody, this is my Borders tack room. It's pretty big if I'm being honest. Like most of the time, Border tack rooms aren't really like that big, and especially for the amount of horses that I have on my barn, it's very big. I feel like if I was at any other place, or like if I had a ton more horses, it definitely wouldn't look like this, but I definitely prioritize quality over quantity with my barn, and that could be a thing because I have a wait list that is a mile long. But I try and explain to people all the time, like, to me, it's more important to give quality care than it is for me to fill my barn, just because, first of all, because myself and one other person do all the work, I can't have my barn be full because it would just literally be like physically impossible for me to do everything that I need to do in a day if I had like 16 horses, nor do I really want 16 horses. But I really do focus on like quality over quantity. I'm a pretty firm believer of that, and the fact that I'm able to keep my numbers to a realistic like number allows me to be able to do, say, these hospice horses, and to be able to spend a ton of time with them. Like I know tonight I'll be doing another nebulizer treatment on a horse. I wouldn't be able to do that if I had my barn full because I just wouldn't physically have the time. So this is like the Borders tack room. Like I said, lots of space. It's AC, heating. It's kind of like I really don't want to leave after standing in here, but it's super big. Everyone's allowed to have tap boxes. Everyone's allowed to bring saddles, bridles. Granted, like I said, nobody really rides, but I'm like, hey, I got the space for 16 saddle racks. You might as well bring your saddle if you're gonna board your horse here. Like, even if you don't use it, at least you can store it out of your garage. So this is the Borders room, and I'm gonna take you guys out and we're gonna go take a peek at the hallway with the horses, because I feel like that's what everyone wants to see, is all my ponies. I hope you guys, like, let me know if you guys like this also, because I feel like Vlogmas for me is more just like, I feel like it's a lot of experimenting and just like trying new things to see what you guys like. And yeah, enjoy, because like, girl, I never do this. I feel like I just would never do this. Let me turn on some lights so you guys can see a little bit better. I'll flip you around. So this is the main aisleway that of course I use for my horses. So pretty much all of the horses in this barn are not mine. I only have my own personal horse, and that would be this one right here, Mr. Shaloni Aroni. This is my horse, of course, and besides that, everyone else is a boarder. Sloan is the main one up here, and he is my #1 troublemaker, and he's watching the cats right now. But this is Sloan, and so I have a new horse coming in this weekend, in 2 days, and this is like our old guy right here, Jet. Sweet dude. I do like the nebulizer treatments on him. Mr. Rummy is Sloan's bestie. They like to play around a lot, and he's just such a pretty color. Such an unusual color for a horse. Ah! And we have Sweet Pea. She's super cute too. I think she's still, she's not the oldest one. I think she's in her 20s, but she's a little bit of a sour pea sometime. And then we have Miss Minnie, who is Sloan's well, she wants to be Sloane's girlfriend. Sloane doesn't always agree with that, but Miss Minnie is 29, I believe. Yeah, I think she just turned 29. So she's also one of our oldies but goldies. So everybody, let's get Mr. Jet fed. And we're also gonna take out some blankets for the other horses. I think it's supposed to get down to 24, 23 tonight. This morning it was 20. So I believe it's supposed to get cold again. And guys, if I keep doing vlogs like this, I have those really fancy microphones. I'll remember to charge them and put them up. This is Mr. Jet's food. So I'm gonna go grab it and give it to him. Alrighty friends, blankets. This is my feed room, but I keep my blankets in here, of course, and due to the cold temps, we have quite a few that do get blanketed at night, but I would say vastly, if it's like 40s or whatever, I only have maybe 1 or 2 that get a blanket on, and then definitely once you hit like below freezing, I feel like is when we start to throw more blankets on, just because we do have older horses, and it's always important for older horses in particular to be blanketed maybe better than a young horse, just because they only have so many calories and they can only eat so much, and a lot of these guys have bad teeth or they're just harder keepers due to their age. So putting blankets on just reduces the calorie burn off that they would have if they got like cold and were shivering just like a person. So we have lots of blankets. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab Minnie's, Sloane's, and Remy's and put them outside of their stalls. I'm not gonna put their blankets on right now. It is 42, 43 I think, and I'll be back out here in, I don't even know what time it is since I'm recording. I'll be back out here at about 7 o'clock to start doing nighttime chores. So I'm not really worried. They can have their blankets off for a little bit longer. Primarily it's because, you know, they kind of get a little itchy in their blankets, just like you would if you were wearing a hat like 24/7 or something. So I do like to let them have some time without their blankets, get some itches in. Good to let their skin air out, especially if we have horses that have skin issues. Keeping a blanket on all the time kind of traps things in, and if they sweat, it's a whole nother thing. So I'm gonna go pull these blankets, and then I'll continue to show you guys some more of my barn. I gotta film a content for Instagram with Sloane, and then we'll head down to the bottom and see Freya. Bye guys. Sloane, you want one more treat? Let me see. Here you go. See you later. Bye. Ready, everybody. Now we're heading out of the barn, and we're gonna stop by and we're gonna see Freya. I'm not even gonna try and take my camera into Freya's area. If you guys don't know, Freya's my baby. She just turned 3. She was actually born here on my property. Like, the stall she lives in is the same stall she had when she was like a baby, like she was born in it. So she is my troublemaker, but I don't quite trust her with a camera, just because she is baby, and she has a way of getting her mouth on things and playing, and doesn't quite understand not everything is a chew toy. So I'm gonna flip you guys around and show you guys the property a little bit. So here is Freya's little area. She lives in a separate barn just because, like I said, she's lived here her whole life. She loves it down here. She gets lots of extra attention because she is down here. So let's see if we can get Freya to come over here. They're currently eating at the hay hut. Oh, and look who this is. This is my dog, Sky, on the camera. She's like, girl, what is your... She's like, I have never seen a tripod look like that. All right. Freya! Okay, guys, let's see if we can get her over. Freya! As long as no wind comes, I think we'll be good. That's the key thing. So everybody, let me see if I can move you a little closer. She can't get us over the fence, you know. I think that's unstable. My dog thinks we're playing right now. She's looking at you guys like she's gonna eat you. Okay, come over here. Alright everybody, this is my troublemaker Freya. Just as bad as Sloan, sometimes even worse. So Freya is my little baby. She is, my little dog is down here too. She is, like I said, she just turned 3 earlier this year. I don't do much with her right now just because she is a baby. And honestly, I don't know how much I'll ever plan to do with her. I'm not trying to put a lot of pressure on it to show her anything. I'm just trying to enjoy her, and she is my precious little girl. She was born here. She had a lot of issues as a baby, and we had to bottle feed her every couple of hours. She got to the point where she would fall asleep in our lap, and like you'd go outside and you'd sit down and she'd lay down and put her head in your lap. So she is very much the baby of the family. I don't know if we could ever get rid of her. No, she's a baby. No, she's a baby. She's much sweeter than Sloan though, because she does bite, but she gives you kisses. So it makes up for the biting. Let me see if I can get her to give you guys a kiss.
Gee, there's a camera.
She's like, excuse me? Oh, and I've gotten asked before about the mask. These are fly masks, but I keep them on in the winter time as well because it's kind of like, if I'd explain it easily, it would be like sunglasses for people. It's UV protection against the sun, and then if there's any debris or whatnot, it... Baby, no! If there's any debris or anything, it just keeps it out of their eyes. Look at her. She's being bad. She wants a treat. Stop! You will not get a treat now. That's what a bad baby does, not a good baby. And then that's her bestie down there. It's 2 Bits, who lives with Freya.
Oh, Freya.
She's like, I don't know if I trust the camera. And we must have deer or something, because I keep hearing all these noises. Alright friends, last thing I will show you guys to pretty much sum up this, oh look, she's following me because she wants a treat, is our pastures. I'm not going to go into the pastures, just because, yeah, I have to climb over things. But see, look, we still have lots of ice. Really fun. I would have thought it would have melted, but I guess it didn't get hot enough. But here are my pastures. So all things considered, given the fact that it has been so cold, and we were in a drought basically all summer, the pastures don't look too bad. The grass is starting to come back, which is really good. And then we also throw hay and everything out for the horses to eat during the winter time primarily, because we have really good pastures. So in the summer and spring, it's not really an issue. They don't need anything besides grass. But even with all the really bad weather we've had, they've held up pretty good, actually. My dogs. Okay. No, down, Loki, down. Sorry, guys, about that. I should have known that if I sat down, my dogs would go crazy. And my camera, let me see. No. I was gonna try and angle it down, but Loki thinks I'm playing ball with him, and I won't play ball with him because I don't want him to get hurt. And don't hit the camera, please. That would actually give me a heart attack. Oh my gosh. My air conditioner just kicked in. He just put the ball in my hand. Guys, I'm trying to record the outro. No, I don't. Let's relocate. Alrighty, everybody, because my heating thing kicked in, we're just gonna, I don't even know, pop a squat, like, somewhere else. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, but I do get asked a good deal about horses and what my life is like, and I guess if I spend like 10 hours a day doing something, it is my whole life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please let me know, because like I said, I think this Vlogmas thing is definitely a way for me to explore different types of videos, and then also maybe what to continue on next year in 2025, as I hopefully try and remember to post more on YouTube, because I'm just so thankful. Like every morning that I wake up and I read y'all's comments, like it really, there's some times that I have to try like not cry, and even now when I'm thinking about this, I'm like getting teary-eyed, just because it honestly, it means a lot to me, and I'm not gonna cry. Oh my god, it's been a long day. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not certain what the rest of Vlogmas is gonna bring me, but if you guys like the horse stuff, let me know, because I can film some more horse content for Vlogmas. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!